Close your eyes. Imagine running, not walking, running. Fast, forward, feet hitting the ground, one after the other. You feel the air, the rhythm, the motion. Now, stop. Because, according to one of the oldest thinkers in Western philosophy, you never moved. Welcome to the mind of Zeno of Elea, where motion is an illusion, speed is a lie, and even Achilles, the greatest warrior in myth, can't outrun a turtle. Zeno lived in the 5th century BCE in a place called Elea, a Greek colony in modern-day Italy. He wasn't the kind of philosopher who wrote poems or praises. He was a defender of his mentor, Parmenides, a man who argued that all change was an illusion, that time, space, and plurality were lies. And Zeno? He was the sword. He created over 40 paradoxes, mental traps designed to confuse, challenge, and ultimately defend the idea that motion, change, and even multiplicity are impossible. Only a few of these paradoxes survived, but they've haunted thinkers for over 2,000 years.
The most famous of all is this. Imagine Achilles, fast, agile, a demigod. Now imagine a tortoise, slow, clunky, ancient. They race. But to be fair, the tortoise gets a head start. Achilles begins to run. He reaches the point where the tortoise was, but in that time, the tortoise has moved slightly ahead. Achilles runs again, reaches that new point, but the tortoise has moved again, and so on. The tortoise is always ahead. Logically, it seems Achilles can never catch the tortoise because he must reach infinite points the tortoise already passed, and there are infinite of them. Pause. Let it sink in. And yet, we know Achilles does catch the tortoise. But Zeno's trap isn't physical, it's conceptual. It forces you to confront something about reality itself. How can you move through an infinite number of points in a finite amount of time?
Another paradox, simpler. An arrow is flying through the air. You freeze time, a single instant. At that instant, the arrow isn't moving. It's in one spot, still. Now freeze another instant. Still not moving. Another. Still. Add them up. All still images, all unmoving, and you get motion? Zeno says no. You can't build motion from non-motion, just like you can't build a river from dry stones. To walk across a room, first you must walk halfway, then half of that, then half of that. There are infinite steps, infinite halves. So how do you ever reach the other side? Again, you do. You obviously do. But Zeno's challenge isn't about your body, it's about your mind. He's saying, you believe space is made of infinite divisions. You believe time is continuous. So how can something built on infinite steps be traveled at all? People try to solve Zeno too fast. Some say, oh, calculus solves it. And yes, infinity math does help. Modern mathematics says infinite steps can sum to a finite distance. Like 1/2 plus 1/4 plus 1/8 plus ... equals 1. So Achilles does catch the tortoise. You do reach the wall. The arrow does move. But that answer relies on abstractions. It doesn't fully close the door on Zeno's deeper idea. What if motion is not what we think it is? What if time is an illusion made of frames? What if our senses lie?
Zeno's paradoxes aren't just old Greek puzzles. They echo in physics, in debates about whether space and time are discrete or continuous. They whisper in quantum mechanics, where particles might pop in and out of location. They hum in the background of debates on digital consciousness,
whether your mind is a sequence of still frames, like the arrow. And they raise a bigger question about infinity itself. Can we ever truly understand the infinite if our minds are finite? Maybe Zeno was wrong. Maybe he knew he was wrong. Or maybe he didn't care. Maybe he just wanted you to feel that strange twist in your stomach, the realization that you can move and still be standing still. That even if you run faster than anyone else, something ancient, something slow, something silent, always stays just ahead of you. So here's your question to sleep on. If movement is made of moments that don't move, then what exactly is moving?